Red Bizard here reporting for 30A Television. I'm standing in front of Bud & Alley's where owner Dave Roshkov is planning the Hands Across the Sands on February 13th. This is a protest to the bill that's coming out that they want to drill off of our shores here between 3 and 10 miles. If you're interested in finding out, stick around. We're going to go talk to Dave right now and get all the information. In the meantime, please come down and join us on February 13th. We're going to start lining up at noon for Hands Across the Sands. I'm here with Dave Roshkov, the owner of Bud & Alley's here in Seaside, and the founder of No Drilling in Florida, Hands Across the Sands. Dave, how are you doing today?
Doing great. How are you? Thank you.
I'm wonderful. All right, tell us about what's going on.
Well, on February 13th, something's going to happen that kind of started out as a very small idea and grew into a statewide movement. It's called Hands Across the Sand. It's kind of a crazy idea I came up with back in October. David Pleat, a friend of mine, is running for District 7 House of Representatives, told me about this initiative to drill for oil within 3 to 10 miles of our shoreline. And I was really taken aback by that, and I felt very viscerally that, you know, being a surfer and being a business person and having a restaurant right here on these beautiful beaches all these years, I felt that there was something that we could possibly do to convince our legislature and our governor that this really isn't the best policy for Florida. So anyway, the idea is for Floridians to join hands on the beaches on February 13th and create human lines in the sand to try to get the Florida legislature and our governor to stop this, what I believe is a folly for Florida. Florida's legacy, coastal legacy, is clean water, clean beaches, and tourism. And to me, you know, Texas's legacy is oil, and like oil and water don't mix, I don't think that oil and Florida mixes in any way, shape, or form. So the interesting thing is, since we started this idea, I created a website called handsacrossthesand.org, and since we did this about 4 months ago, we've got over 50 beaches from Jacksonville to Miami and from Key West all the way up to Pensacola joining hands on February 13th. It's my hope that we create the largest gathering in the history of the state of Florida, all united against oil drilling in Florida's waters. I really believe that we just can't chance the possibility of any slightest mistake happening on this coastline that might endanger our environment or our valuable tourism industry. To me, clean energy is the future. President Obama last night in his State of the Union address mentioned clean energy probably about a dozen times, and he said the country that invests in clean energy is the country that will change the world, really, in effect. And he did mention that he might be open to starting the discussion about offshore oil drilling, but it's my hope that that's something that never happens in the near shore. As far as, you know, between 3 and 10 miles, I don't think we want to see oil rigs right offshore here or chance the possibility of there being an accident.
Well, let me ask you this. The bill itself, it says between 3 and 10 miles. Can we read that bill on your website, or do you know where we can go to actually read that bill?
Yes, you can go to, I believe, the My Florida website to read the bill. Also, pretty certain the bill is listed on the protectfloridasbeaches.org website. This is a website, is the most informational website you can go to answer any question you have, read any article that's been written, and really follow very closely anything you'd ever want to know about the initiative to drill for oil in Florida's waters. I reference this site on handsacrossthesand.org. It's also the best place if you want to write your legislator to go to, because they've got all the forms ready to go. So it's an excellent way for an individual to really voice their opinion. And the second best way is to just come to the beach on February 13th. How simple is that?
Which is a very good idea, and I think we will all definitely be here. Okay. So I understand there may be some open forums in the near future to give both sides of the story about this. Do you know anything about those?
Well, I encourage those. I think it's a perfect opportunity for the citizens of Walton County and Northwest Florida to actually ask these questions that need asking of the oil companies and the lobbyists who are promoting this possibility. I do know that most of what they're stating to be fact is not fact, and you can go to the protectfloridasbeaches.org website and very easily read a lot of that. But I personally can't wait to have the opportunity to meet these folks. I'm sure they're nice, well-meaning folks, but you know, there's a lot of nice folks who want to do things that are not in our best interest, and I truly believe, along with the majority of Floridians, there was recently a Quinnipiac poll that
Very good.
that shows that Floridians oppose nearshore oil drilling. Bill McCollum's running for governor, and it's interesting that after this poll came out showing that Floridians, by a large margin, are opposed to oil drilling between 3 and 10 miles offshore, nearshore drilling. It's interesting that he just changed his position, and now, of course, he's running against Alex Sink. Alex Sink I met down in South Florida in St. Petersburg Beach last week, and she definitely has voiced her opposition to nearshore oil drilling. She's definitely an advocate for cleaner forms of energy. She even mentioned solar, which I think is really, you know, really the direction that our leaders need to take us in Florida.
What time are we going to get started?
Well, we're asking that everybody arrive at the beaches at 12 o'clock. I imagine if we have as many folks as I hope, it'll take about 30 minutes to get everybody lined up. We're not trying to create just one line in the sand. If we have to create 5 or 6 lines in the sand, wherever, however many to accommodate the folks that are going to be on the beaches, then we're just asking that they join hands for 15 minutes. We're going to have, certainly the press is going to be here. We've got folks documenting the beaches all over the state, so that we'll be sending a message loud and clear to the legislature and the governor that this really isn't what Floridians want.
Dave, thank you so much. Again, go out there and read the bill. See what's going to happen. This is your state. This is our state. And these are our beaches. And we want them to look like this. This is how we make our living. Honest to God. So thanks for always getting involved. You're the one to look for. And do we mind the term NIMBY, or can we just tell that guy where to go?
I don't mind being called names. Actually, if the people who are opposed to oil drilling, if that's all they have is to attack me or call me a NIMBY, I don't really mind. You know, with a backyard like that, why wouldn't I want it to not be back there?
You mentioned that you got a lot of local support. How are the local businesses doing in reference to this?
Well, it was just incredibly wonderful to, well, first of all, every single Chamber of Commerce from Pensacola all the way to Panama City have passed resolutions against nearshore oil drilling. And I was extremely pleased to see the Fort Walton Beach Chamber of Commerce, the Destin Chamber of Commerce, the Panama City Beach Chamber, and the Panama City Chamber show support for and also help organize the Hands Across the Sand events. The Tourist Development Council in Walton County and Bay County as well are helping out. We've got Lamar Signs are donating billboards. Cyber Sites, the web design company, wonderful folks. They designed my Bud and Alley's website, budandalleys.com. They've donated all of the design, and they've done an amazing job for this. So it's fascinating and wonderful that we have, you know, all these folks, all these North Floridians, business folks that really want to protect our tourism industry and protect our way of life here. And you know, it's very exciting to have that happen, and I see that being duplicated all across the state. So the interesting thing is, regardless of political affiliation or what it is you do, Floridians of all walks of life are going to come together on February 13th and join hands. And I find that metaphor being evidenced by all the people I'm meeting and all the people who are coming together it truly is amazing that, you know, this is one issue that Floridians can get together on and agree about, and that's an exciting thing.
It really is very exciting, and we do find that there's much diversity in our culture, but it seems like we all agree on this. We want to keep our beaches very clean.
That's right.
And beautiful, and again, like you said, the businesses, this is where we live, this is where we work.
Yeah.
Dave, thank you very much for joining us today here on the beach.
Thank you.
I'm Red Vizard reporting for 38 Television on the beach in Seaside. We'll see you on the 13th.